Hello, welcome to our podcast. This is Meta, the Bedwetta, your host, with a very special guest today, his roommate. Meta. Welcome, Cal. And today we have a very special topic that I would like to discuss in this podcast, Meta Talks. Okay, I just made that up.
Talks. All right.
Meta.
We're sponsored by Febreze, by the way.
No, we're not. That's a little scary. I don't want to say
You
we're
can
sponsored
speak
by
it
anything
into
and then have them like
into
see
reality.
Yeah. Febreze is pretty nice.
I know my favorite thing to do is to dance around like a fairy and then run back into it as it's still falling and take a deep sniff. That way it gets stuck in my nose and that's all I smell for like 3 weeks.
Okay, so Cal, you have a topic you wanted to discuss with us today, like a very important topic?
Nope, not especially. Today I considered the first episode of this podcast, as all first episodes should be done, is just free balling. Where we're just gonna go for it. You know, whatever comes to mind comes to mind. If it's just gonna be an hour and a half of straight silence, then so be it. We had a really great time on this podcast.
Yep, that's it. That was all our ideas.
Hope you all enjoyed. Next podcast, we'll be talking about how deafening silence can really be.
What's so fragile that even talking about it will break it?
Silence.
I have a question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 boom. Question time. I like to treat my guests like this is a first date, right?
Oh yeah.
So I have a list of first date conversation starters. What's something not many people know about you?
Well, to be honest, Meta, I feel like a lot of people overlook just how freaking funny I really am. I am a hoot. I will tell you that much. And people just don't seem to get that. That's it. That's what they overlook.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty funny. Not in the like joke sense, but just like improv sense. And there is no line to my comedy. It will go from all walks of life. It'll attack everything and anything. Even myself most of the time, which is the purest form of comedy, I think. My ex, she sent me some of my greatest sayings I've ever said. And one of my favorite is right here. And I quote, "I feel like a dumpster fucked another dumpster after an illegal dumping." See? Perfect example. It's just so out of the box.
You want to give us another one?
Sure. I'll give you another one. Let's see what else I got. Shut the fuck up. Your mom's a toaster. That one was pretty good. That was while we were playing some Warzone. Oh, here we go. One of my best sleepy moments is those moments like right before you drift off to bed and you just kind of say whatever comes to your mind. Side boob is just your boob's muffin top. Really think about that one, because it's true. Let's see. We got, something I was curious about that I asked my ex was, does your period turn the bathwater into a giant Kool-Aid bomb? And it turns out it does. That one really shook my core for a good minute. I'm still waiting for the day that you can materialize your waifu into real life existence.
Okay, so then what's something that you would personally never do? And then why?
Necrophilia.
Why?
that's just wrong, man.
It's just wrong. It's wrong
Yeah.
just because it's wrong.
I mean, think about it. Necrophilia, for those that don't know, is you fuck something that's dead.
Dude,
So
I'm
it's
just thinking
been
about like,
dead for a good minute, and you're just fucking the shit out of it as it's falling apart. There's no warmth. There's no human like blood being pumped around that bitch. It's a dead body, and it couldn't. It could also not be human. It could be a fucking like. There are some weird fucks out there. It could be like an animal, fucking an animal, literally fucking an animal.
okay, so yeah, there we go.
All right, so we're
Something
gonna
you
go
will
back to
never do.
date ideas, and good date is questions both ways. This is a question
For
that
me.
I always ask my date. Yes,
Okay.
so it'd be for you in this instance. What is something that you're willing to sacrifice for?
Literally everything. But for like what? Like what's the context, right? Like
Well,
what am I?
that's why it's such a fun question, is
Right?
because it's so broad. They can take it any way they want to. You can take it literally. You can take it figuratively.
If it was
Usually, it's in the context of like goals and ambitions. Because I need me a girl that's driven. You know, I want her to drive me to be a better person, just as I drive her to be a better person.
okay, so if it was for the sake of like happiness and for my friends, I'd sacrifice life and body. You know, I'd sacrifice anything, to make sure that the people around me are happy and safe. So yeah, what am I willing to sacrifice? Literally everything.
So that brings me to an interesting topic discussion. I've always found that your definition of this is rather unique, I guess, and free
Is it?
thinking. Um, what is your definition of love, Meta?
You know, I was thinking about that the other day
For
actually.
example, you just started seeing a girl.
Yeah.
I won't say her name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Is there a different level of love there?
No. I think not. And she knows. I told her love is love is love. You know, I love my mom and I love my sister and I love my friends. You know, I love you, Cal, and I love her all equally. So like the definition of love for me is the unconditional bond between two people. Now, and through based on their experiences, right? And through that, like we have three types of friends or three types of like lovers, I guess you could say. The first is like those that use you for pleasure, and then the second is like that use you for like practical purposes, right? Like
Like monetary gain.
not necessarily monetary, because like it could be like I know how to play the guitar and this other person knows how to play the guitar, but they don't know how to do a basic pentatonic scale and I could teach them, you know? So that's like a usefulness friendship.
So
So
they,
that's the second
yeah,
one.
like they gain something from it.
Yeah. So the first one's like pleasurable, like they're just funny or sexy to be around with. And then the second one is like they're useful, like they always buy you drinks or they could teach you how to play the guitar or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one is like they will literally take a bullet for you, and like that's true friendship for the sake of friendship, right? Like they're friends for the sake of experience of friends. And the third one is love, right? I think the third level of friendship is that's what love is, like the unconditional bond between two people. Like I'm friends with my mom, I love her, and if she were to like commit human atrocities, like I'd support her. I'd be like, fuck yeah, that's my mom committing those atrocities.
So instead of dividing love, you
Divide friendship.
divide friendship.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I wanted to bring up a hypothetical. So, with your definition of love, let's say, before I say this, I love your mom. I would do anything like this. But let's say myself, this girl, your mom, your sister, and I don't know, another really good friend of yours. We'll leave anonymous, like a mystery person for now. All go to war. Who are you fighting for?
Wait. So they're all going to war with each other?
Yeah, all going to. They just decided, you know what? One day that we all hate each other's guts, dude, and we're gonna have a straight up showdown at fucking, let's say, Texas, because that's probably the nearest middle point for everybody. Okay. If it's going down in Texas, who you picking and why?
I'm not picking anyone. I'm just gonna microwave some popcorn and watch the
show. You're just gonna spectate.
I'm just gonna enjoy the fuck out of that. That sounds fun as shit.
Would you hold any grudges to the winner?
No, hell no. No.
You wouldn't feel any type of way if I killed your mom.
No. If my mom hated you too and was trying to kill you too, fuck. Both of you guys do what you guys need to do to be happy.
Duke it out.
Yeah, just duke it out, you know? Like, no way would I feel offended. Like, as long as both of you guys consent to it, right? Like, both of you guys are like, all right, we are going to do to the death showdown. Then that's okay, you know? Like, you guys both, like, you guys were of sound mind. You guys had to literally fly to Texas to like that's a couple hours of a flight to really think about what you're doing, right? And then you have to sanction an event of like to the death battles. That's pretty like that's the individual consensual like independency right there, right? Like there's nothing you could do or nothing I could do to stop you guys from doing that. Like that's totally up to you guys.
To put it in a way that's anonymous, I'm about a quarter of the way done with my life. And I find...
Ooh, that's a very scary way to say that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's really pessimistic.
Find that most of my life up until this point has been seeking escapes. For example, I vape, play video games, anything to not be at the present moment. Now I'm wondering, is that gonna not magically, but change at some point, and when, or has it already started changing because I have these thoughts? See, because it's hard to break out of a mold that you've designed yourself, because that's what's comfortable to you. That's what you've done for a quarter of your life now. So you're not gonna want to just drastically change. But there are a lot of mornings where I wake up and I think, you know, why am I like this? What has led me to be like this? I fucking hate this. I don't want to be this. I want change. I need change. But then a day later, it's like, let's just play some video games and forget about it. I don't know. I really don't know if it's already happening or not, or if I'm already starting to make changes. So I decided to start keeping a journal, diary, if you will, whatever. I think it's fine for a man to keep a diary. And I want to, because I have this plan to travel in about a year, and you'll be joining me. And I want to, before I leave, I want to review my journal, my diary, and discover things about myself that I can work on during this journey. How I don't like to be confrontational about things and prefer to just run from them. Like, it could be a very broad thing, because I don't know why I'm like that. I don't know why I flinch away from not conflict, but when you have to put your foot down for something, really stand up for it. I just prefer to not do that. Find the easiest route, kind of just, flow around it and just not deal with it.
What's something good about today?
Kind of realized that the job that I'm currently in isn't going to be everything. So I don't need to take it so seriously and try so hard that I stress myself out and give me hiccups over it. Because it's going to be a momentary thing. And I'd rather just experience it for what it is than to try and mold it into something else.
What's one bad thing about today?
One bad thing about today is I figured out that my classes aren't actually over. I still have finals next week. That sucks. Yeah, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm finally going to relax for a bit. I'm going to get back into my workout schedule because I've been fucking around with that. You know, summer goals, body goals. But no, fuck me. Fuck those goals. They're going to have to be on hold for another week.
What are your hopes for tomorrow?
I hope that tomorrow I can wake up and not be so critical about myself. Find something I love about myself. That's my hope for tomorrow.
Nice. I like that. That's a good hope. Well, Cal, thank you for joining into my first ever podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Meta. I don't remember what the name of this podcast was, but
it was like Meta Talks or some shit.
we'll just say it's thank you for having me on your podcast, Bedwetters United. It's been a real joy, real pleasure.
The Bedwetter. Meta.